Yesterday I received one postal parcel from Hansulit Maharaj. Sent a big oil painting or something like that photo.
Oil painting na? Photo.
Big photo. Myself and the other two and Hansulit Maharaj himself. Big photo. The young level. From California or something like that.
This is a picture of yourself with Hansadutta Maharaj. Taken here.
Yes.
Very big size.
Big size.
What you will do with it? What will you do with it? You have to. You're going to frame it.
Hi, yes.
Very good picture. Hansadutta Maharaj has great love for you. He keeps your picture on his altar.
No. Gaur Hari Gaur. Gaur Hari Gaur.
We had some questions to ask you.
Yes.
If so,
the first question is that what happens to the spiritual master after he leaves this world?
This is like theosophical question. I think he has given the hint in his own autobiography or something like that, when he was going to America on the journey, he expressed his feeling to play with Krishna in Sakharasa. Sakharasa. Saka Sange Dutuputi in Vrindavan. When he was passing through Atlantic, he gave vent to his feelings. That may be the salient points in his Brajadila. It struck me like that. In Vrindavan Sakharasa.
Now,
I'm going to say one thing. He once said in Bhagavad, in his Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, in the 4th canto, he mentioned something called Vipralamba Sakya.
Vipralamba Sakya, of course, when he is here, I read in this surface, that is Vipralamba. And when he departed from this consciousness of worldly preaching, propaganda, then he is already there. It is clearly expressed in his sayings there in the Atlantic. Have you got a copy of that? বসে ভাই একটা চেয়ার নিয়ে বসে ওই স্বামী মহারাজের যে সেই আমেরিকার দিকে যাননি এরা জিজ্ঞাসা করছেন কি বুঝতে পেরেছেন তো যে এখন স্বামী মহারাজ এখান থেকে রিটায়ার করে তিনি এখন বর্তমানে কোথায়?
ও আচ্ছা।
তাই বললাম যে উনি ওই যে আটলান্টিকে যে জার্নি করেছেন তাতেই খানিকটা ওর নিজের কথা বলেছেন যে সক্ষ রসেতে কৃষ্ণের সঙ্গে সেই লুটোপুটি খেলাটা যা বলেছেন না, মনে আছে? সেই বইটা
কৃষ্ণ তবে পূর্ণ হবে ভাই।
হ্যাঁ সেটা, হ্যাঁ ওইখানটা বার করতে পারেন।
বই কোথায় আছে?
তিনি বৃন্দাবনেতে অপরকট আবিষ্কার করলেন এবং সেখানেতে বলদেব এবং কৃষ্ণ এবং নিতাই গৌর বসিয়েছেন সক্ষরসের দ্যোতক এবং বৃন্দাবন, আর ঐক্যের সঙ্গে যোগ করে তিনি এখন সেইখানে রিটায়ার করেছেন, সেই লীলায় সক্ষরসেতে প্রবেশ করেছেন। এই হলো আমার আইডিয়া ওর সম্বন্ধে। দিস মাই আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং অ্যাবাউট his present position. He has expressed there himself his eternal position, and the acme of his aspiration has been explicit there.
আর তো কোথাও অন্য কিছু
দেখা যায় না। It's mentioned that the associates of Nityananda Prabhu in Gaur Leela are in Sakya Rasa.
Yes. In Vrindavan also, Balaram and Krishna and Nitai Gaur. And his sayings like that, it's almost clear that he comes from that group. And now he is again there. Hare Krishna.
You once said that in the later days of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, he had asked for one cottage in Govardhan.
One?
Govardhane
cottage, yes.
And some Panda had seen Guru Maharaj Bhakti Siddhanta saying, Balaram, I have come.
Balaram Panda. Balaram, hum aa gaya hoon. हम आ गया हूँ. And Balaram, after that dream, he wrote a letter. And I saw Guru Maharaj in dream in such a clear way. How is his health now? And by the time he expired, he departed, Guru Maharaj. And also, during his last days, he used to tell, Nijunikotani Basang Dehi Govardhanattam. Yes, oh Govardhan, give me shelter adjacent to you. And also, he told, I heard in Radhakunda, that our superior gurus, they will live in Radhakunda, the highest position. And we are not of such high position, so but we shall have to go to Radhakunda only to serve our Guru and Gurus, and then we shall come back to Govardhan nearby, and there we shall stay, giving honor to the highest position of our Guru. Always this difference should be maintained between your disciple and the master. The master holds the highest position. In the highest place of Leela, he will be there, performing that the highest form of service. But we, a little lower, we shall be far away, we shall very near, but away. We shall stay and we shall come and serve them, and again go back. So Govardhan is our position. Our Guru Maharaj told. From Govardhan we shall go to Radhakunda, and we serve our Guru Maharajas, and then we shall come back and stay in Govardhan. Ujjala Raghavatha Gaurava Bhangi, always giving respect to the higher position of the Guru and the Govinda Radha. I am a little lower in BBS. This should be the position.
Now Guru Maharaj also, he asked in his last days to go to Govardhan on Parikrama. Swami Maharaj asked.
Yeah, that's good. Govardhan Parikrama.
এই যে এখানে পেয়েছি কৃষ্ণের পাদ পদ্মে প্রার্থনা, কৃষ্ণ তো পূর্ণ হবে ভাই, এ পূর্ণ করিবে যাবে রাধারানী, খুশি হবে ধ্রুব, অতি বলি তোমা তাই। লাস্টের দিকে আছে
এই সঙ্গে দুটো পুঁথি বলে যেটা আছে আর কি,
তুমি মোর চিরসাথী, ভুলিয়া মায়ার লাথি খাইয়াছি জন্ম জন্মান্তরে, আজি পুনঃ এই সুযোগ যদি হয় যোগাযোগ, তবে পারি তুই হে মিলিবারে। তোমার মিলনে ভাই আবার সে সুখ পায়,
আবার
ঘুরি দিন ভোর, কত বনে ছুটাছুটি, বনে খাই লুটোপুটি, সেই দিন কবে হবে মোর। আজি সেই সুবিধানে তোমার শরণ ভেল, বড় আশা ডাকিলাম তাই, আমি তব নিত্য দাস, তাই করি এত আশ, তুমি বিনা অন্য গতি নাই।
He expressed his own position in the eternal Leela there. I conjecture like that.
এই যে এখানে আবার উনি নিজে হাতেই লিখেছেন, মানে ওর নিজের চিঠি লিখেছেন আর কি। জলজিতে সেই যাত্রা বাটি চচ্চড়ি রান্না করেছিলাম, বেশ যাত্রার 32তম দিবস, বেশ সুস্বাদু হয়েছিল বলে মনে হলো, তাই আজ একটু আহার করতে সক্ষম হয়েছি। আজ আমি আমার সহচর শ্রীকৃষ্ণের কাছে আমার মনের কথা খুলে বলেছি, সে সম্বন্ধে একটা বাংলা কবিতা লিখেছি।
And that Sahajar came to his help. He was so earnest in his prayer to Krishna, so that he may discharge the duty that has been given by his Guru Maharaj to him, that Krishna had to come down to help him, his friend, for this propaganda. So, Saktyabi Shabada, I take him. I cannot but take him to be so.
Tava Kathamritam.
Tapta Jeevitam Kabibhijitam Kalmasabham Savana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvigadanti Ji Bhuridayana. This is what is necessary, and this is universal. Everyone can be only satisfied to the highest degree in his heart by Tava Kathamritam Rasu Visha Akhila Rasamritamurti. His very nature is so sweet. So sweet. Madhur Jume Bhangno Nayanamatam Madhurang Madhurang Bapulasya Vihu Madhurang Madhurang Badanang Madhurang Madhurang Dhimedushitam Hidadahu Madhurang 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 Vidramangal Karnamitam. Sweet, 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 sweetness, personified sweetness. Madhurya, Madhasvayamnu. In my first sight, I saw the Lord of Cupid, Madhasvayamnu, the master, the Cupid, who can capture everything. Madhura Dutimundadamnu, no, it is not like last, personified. It is to be experienced here only. But Duti is Chinmay, is consciousness, Chinmay, spiritual substance. This sweetness is spiritual in characteristic I see, I feel. Duti-mandalam, Madhurjam is the very gist of all sweetness. Madhurjam, Nayanamitam, what is this? My eyesight is being nectarized, experiencing nectar pouring on my eyes, eyeball. Nayanamitam, my Jivita Vallo, already he has conquered my heart. I am captured, I am captivated of this sweetness personified. Madhavan, bearing with you, oh, not only captured my heart, but the relation is eternal, a permanent relation. He is beaming Majnun. I am converted into lady love, and he is adoring me. He is rubbing softly my belly, that is my hair, after something like that. So I am kept permanent, friendly in divine love, Madhura Rasa. I am already admitted into the divine heaven, as is. This is Vidyamangal Thakur's statement. So, Tava Kathamritam Tattva Jivanam. Whatever type it may be of sorrowness or affliction, tattva, dukkha tattva, painfulness, living different layers of painfulness that will be removed. Tapa kathamritam tattva jivanam. It is give life to us, hope that we are not created only to suffer in this mortal world, but the life which can soar up, transcend this painful life of mortality. Tattva jivitam, that sort of life, vitality we have got in our own intrinsic form. Kavisiritam kalmasapaham. The speculationists, they say that Krishna consciousness only does away with kalmasapaham, or sinfulness. But that is only an external acquaintance of Krishna consciousness. Sin is nothing in consideration with to his purifying capacity. Kavifiritam kalmasapaham savana mangalam srimadaatatam savana mangalam. As soon as we come in contact, even in the form of sound only, through our ear, our real Sriyakkairava Chandika Vitaranam, our real welfare begins to arise. Savana Mangalam Srimadaatatam, with all the resources, Savana Mangalam Srimadaatatam, resources of all welfare, it is surcharged with, full of them, infinitely. Srimadaatatam bhuviganantiji bhuridayana. And those that can deal with these things, but they can distribute these things to the world, they are the giver, they are the benevolent, they are the kind-hearted, none else. Viganantiji bhuridayana. They give enough. Who gives us Krishna to us? Others hopeless and disappointed. Only this sort of transaction should be continued in the world to save the souls from the suffering from the disease of mortal connection. This is like nectar, the divine Bhagavad Katha. So go on with this transaction, always giving. And if you give, you will have supply from the higher position. If you are sincere to give it, no, you will have no want in your capital. The capital will be supplied as much as you can give it to others. So you will have connection with the infinite source. Go on. পুনরপি এই ঠাঁই পাবে যারে দেখো তারে কহ কৃষ্ণোপদেশ whoever you find you only talk about him with him about Krishna only. Mahaprabhu says যারে দেখো তারে কহ কৃষ্ণোপদেশ, no other engagement. Or whoever you will find any soul, try to save him from this desert of mortality. কৃষ্ণোপদেশ আমার আজ্ঞায় গুরু হইয়া তারই দেশ, I command you, don't be afraid. Take the position of Guru, the giver, and give it to all, everyone. আমার আজ্ঞায় তার কভু না বাঁধিবে তোমার বিষয়ে তরঙ্গ। I say that the influence of Maya won't be able to capture you as a reaction. It is, I say. কখনো বলিবে তোমার বিষয় তরঙ্গ, পুনরপি এই ছাঁই পাবে মোর সঙ্গ, and we will find in this transaction myself in you backing. এই ছাঁই পাবে মোর. If you obey my command for distribution to one and all, then here you will find me, that I am there backing you in this work. Whenever we eat high Bhave Mosa. Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Hari Ram, Guru, Guru. So your great masters have engaged you, called you all, like so many dedicated soldiers, do relief work in this world of mortality and death. Relief work.
Gaur Hari Bol.
Gaur Hari Bol. Gaur Hari Bol.
Now, it is said that if some disciples do not go back to Godhead in this life, that the spiritual master will come again and again until they are all delivered.
Yes, he will come again and again.
The same,
maybe in different form, but ultimately he is Krishna or Krishna Shakti as Guru. He will come. We will see him same in different color, maybe. When you see a teacher imparting primary education, he is in a particular set. When the child grown up, when he is higher education, the same teacher is imparting, the student will see him in another figure, not that figure in the figure of the primary, not encouraged with that sort of teaching mentality, but a different mentality in different plane. He is imparting higher education. A little change you will find. In this way.
Same teacher. But the same teacher.
Same, because the God's will backing there, everywhere. Ajarjanang vijamiyat navamanyet. From different, just the government, from different magistrates continue the government. Little modification. But the higher government is one, and anyhow, that same thing is coming from different persons. Something like that. The policy is one and same.
Now once, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami told a story that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had told his disciples that the spiritual master of Bilvamangal Thakur
master?
Of Bilvamangal
Mangal.
Bilvamangal Thakur.
Who wrote Krishna Karnamrita?
Bilvamangal.
Yes. That his spiritual master came again in the form of Chintamani to give him, to remind him of Krishna.
Chintamani, then Somagiri, and then himself, Krishna himself. He came and delivered from Somagiri, Mayavadi Guru. First Chintamani, through Chintamani, not Chintamani, but through Chintamani, the Guru advised him, excited him. And through Somagiri, a little digression, and then himself, Krishna.
Chintamani was Vartma Pradarshaka.
Chintamani, Patha Pradarshak, but that is Nittamattram Bhavasad, only an agent. Through her, Guru Krishna, he tackled Bilvamangal. Chintamani in form, she was Chintamani, an ordinary prostitute, but through her, Guru approached Bilvamangal. And then Somagiri, through Somagiri, Guru approached. And then, when he delivered from clutches of Somagiri, from Mayavad towards Shuddha Bhakti, then in that case he himself appeared before him. Sikha Guruscha Bhagavan Sikhipin Chamodi. So, Chintamani Jati Somagiri Guru me. Sikha Guruscha, they also be victorious. Bhagavan Sikhipin Chamodi. They are all Vaibhava, that is extension, spiritual, of that divine master. In that way.
Now, in the previous life, the same Bilvamangal had a spiritual master.
Yes.
Now, did that spiritual master, that individual...
you see, one thing we should not miss, that is that Krishna himself can give him, not anyone else. Krishna Shakti. So the first starting must come from him. He is within. In different form he is coming. But without him, none can give him. The devotees can give him, but they are also fully devotees are fully taken in his potency. So Krishna can give him. Krishna Shakti bina nahe tar parvattam. Krishna only the very potency of Krishna, the very will of Krishna can give Krishna to others. So that internal fine thread we must not miss, overlook. He is there. When the real transaction is there, then he must be there at the bottom. Hare Krishna.
You should bring this point out more clearly to yourself. It's not clear to me.
So, in this story that Swami Maharaj told us, he said that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta had concluded by saying,
Bhakti Siddhanta
concluded by saying to his disciples, you should all finish your business in this life. Do not make me come again to this world. Or he said, do not make me become a prostitute.
Do not make me to become
a prostitute. As Vilvamangal's guru had to come as a prostitute. So you should all go back to Godhead. Don't make me have to become a prostitute to bring you back again.
Temporary remark, but still, if the guru comes to the level of prostitute to recruit his previous connected disciple, he is not in a position of real prostitute. He is a prakita. Only that is a form merely.
Yes.
But that is only to encourage our bhajan. This is a remark only to encourage our bhajan in this life. That does not mean that when he comes in the shape of a prostitute, he is in the level of prostitute. He is a prakita, always.
Now, as you have explained that your conclusion is that from hearing our Guru Maharaj's poem on the Atlantic, that he is in Sakiras, that he has gone back to Krishna as cowherd boy. Now, if one of his disciples does not complete, if we do not complete our Krishna consciousness in this lifetime, and if we have to come back again in the next life, will our Guru Maharaj leave again Krishna's abode, or does Krishna act through someone else to finish the job?
You see, suppose some report has gone to him that some of his disciples still they are neglected, and to take them up, it is necessary. Some news is going, some wave sent to him. Then he will ask his friend Krishna, that this sort of news coming to me, they want me to go there again to take them up. What to do? Krishna's pleasure, he may say, oh, you may ask that friend to do this work. No, they want me. Then what to do? You go again. That will be. It is also possible by the will of Krishna that in one form he is there in the service of Krishna, and that often that is the fact. And in another murti, another as if in a body, is double. He went to do the work. It is not impossible. If it is possible for a yogi to extend his body in different places, for bhakta, for a devotee, it is nothing. Possible. He is there and he is here. It is also possible. Hare Krishna. And it is also allowed to see, Narottam Thakur says, when Loknath Goswami will take me with hand and guide to me Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, for further developed education or service. कभी की लोकनाथ मोर हस्ते के धरिया निगे रुपये पैसे देवें तो दिया थे ना नरोत्तम ठाकुर से it is also possible. His guru Lokanath is taking him Narottam to Rupa Goswami, do the remainder training, give it to him and talk to Krishna, to Radharani. It is also possible. And when it is done, the disciple will see that they are all one and the same. No jealousy that my guru of this figure and the guru of that figure, they are different. No, it may not be so much such complaint in the heart of any disciple. They are all one and same. He gives them to him, yes. If I have got faith in my guru, he confers me to them there. He must, for my best benefit. There you go. I see, you one and the same. Same interest, common interest. He will feel in his heart that I am the affection what I got from that figure of my guru. Here also I am the same, not less. My guru is present here. So Ishwar Tattva Bhed Manile Hai Aparad. It is written in Mahaprabhu, in Charitamrita, in Venkata Bhatta, in the south when Mahaprabhu was traveling at that time. The Lakshmi and Gopi, one and the same, but one in here doing and there Krishna. That is the same Shakti. So there is also oneness and also difference. But still in Sarv-Shakti, that cohesion, that harmony, it is always present there. The flow is not treacherous, not jealous. And if there is jealousy, that is of another type to enhance the satisfaction of Krishna. That sort of. This is not like jealousy and other differences in this plane.
Not envy.
Oh, not envy. Chandravali, Radharani, different group. But because they promote the satisfaction of Krishna to the highest, it is planned only for that. There is a separate thing. Separate, the competition of love, of dedication, competition, not of exploitation, not of exploitation, pratishtha. Exploitation is bad and renunciation is bad. Dedication is good. As much dedication that will help others to encourage in the dedication. God para Guru Sidure make the Kecharai. Our Guru Maharaj used to give this example. When there is the cow shed is burning, the cow afraid of the red color of the fire. Then if the same cow he sees the red cloud in the sky, she will be afraid. That cow, oh, the burning of the heart will stay, the cow said. So we may be afraid of the fire here, but not of the reddish cloud there, though it is reddish, the color of the fire, but not to be afraid by that color of the cloud, that is of another type. So Mayavadis are always afraid of some labor. Labor means dissipation of energy. So Chidvilas they cannot accept. The movement, the dynamic character of the transcendental world they cannot tolerate. Oh, whenever there will be dynamic characteristic, there must be some dissipation of energy and reaction. They are afraid of this. Dynamic means always energizing means reaction, labor, dissipation of energy. But in the eternal world, the dynamic characteristic can never have any reaction, avasad. Depression does not bring no depression in its retinue in the eternal world, in the dynamic character. Hare Krishna.
Now, when the spiritual master comes from the spiritual world to reclaim certain fallen souls, is it possible that if he feels his job is very big, that he will bring some other associates from the spiritual sky to assist him in subordinate positions?
Please again repeat. What do you say?
Sometimes it is said that the spiritual master has eternal associates who come with him, just as Krishna comes with his entourage. So sometimes it is said that the Guru also has some eternal associates.
Maybe, not always.
Okay.
Then, what the trouble? He may come with his associates also. It is
No
not
trouble.
impossible.
No trouble.
Sometimes he may come with associates also, who are to help them from there. There also he lives in a group, and sometimes it may be possible that in a group also he may come.
In Antya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu says to his associates that repeatedly you will take your birth, repeatedly, again and again, you will be born throughout the universe to spread the Sankirtan movement. And he said, if you chant Hare Krishna, then you will never forget me or be overwhelmed by anything material.
Last portion, what does
The
it say?
last point, so don't repeat that. Repeat the first point.
He says that his associates, they will repeatedly take their birth.
Your associates will?
He's saying that in Antya Leela, it is stated by Mahaprabhu that to his associates, that you will come again and again to spread this Sankirtan movement. So what is your question?
So my question is that sometimes isn't the spiritual master's position that he's remaining within this universe to preach the Sankirtan movement? He may, you were saying, he may go back to Krishna, he may also remain.
He may take birth again, you're saying.
He may come again. One may be ordered to come again and again. That is not impossible.
Krishna's will.
গুরুকে সেখানে নিজস্ব স্বরূপ তো সবসময় ইয়ে করছে কৃষ্ণের গুরুদেবের তো চলছে
connection. Whether Guru is here or there, he has got some connection with Krishna always.
Sometimes it is said that the spiritual master, when we speak of the spiritual master, we say our eternal Lord and Master. Sometimes we address the Guru as our eternal Lord and Master. So eternal means without beginning and without end. Now, just like in my own case, I am a very conditioned person, And yet now, on account of my Guru Maharaj's order, I am accepting disciples. But I cannot say that eternally I was a liberated soul. I feel myself to be very conditioned. So how are they to understand that this person is an eternal Guru, if at one point he is seen to have been engaged in very ordinary activities?
ইটারনাল গুরু কিরকম ভাবে আমি বুঝবো যে ইটারনাল গুরু মানে যেমন
আপনার প্রশ্ন বলছেন না এর কথাটা বলছেন হ্যাঁ কি বলছেন
ইটারনাল গুরু আমি কি করে বুঝবো যে তিনি ইটারনাল গুরু
That is your point.
Well, I don't know what his translation was, but my point is, again, I'll repeat it again, that taking myself as an example, Tamal Krishna, I was a very ordinary person, very sinful. But by the grace of my Guru Maharaj, I have come to Krishna consciousness a little bit. And by his order, I am giving diksha to others. Now, it is said that the Guru is eternally the Guru of some disciple. So how is it that I could be eternally someone's Guru when I was only 20 years ago a sinful person? I can see our Prabhupada is always in a liberated condition, so exalted, but I'm very ordinary. No problem for me, but what about my disciples?
আমার একজন গুরু হইয়া কারণ
You see, whether you know this story or not, when Krishna in Daruka once told that he is attacked with a severe headache, and only the feet dust of the devotee can cure it. To Narada. Narada went to so many devotees in Daruka, none came up to give the feet dust. Oh, it is impossible. It is impossible, we can't go to hell. So frustrated, Narada came to Krishna, oh, I am very severely, I am suffering now, severe pain. Have you got any feet dust? No, sir, none prepared to give feet dust. But then what I can do? Narada was benumbed. He may try in Vrindavan. At once Narada intimated to the gopis. Gopis came with feet dust. They did. He's suffering. Feet dust. Oh, I don't know who is a devotee. Take feet dust here, feet dust here. So take all these things and go. Narada was astounded. What is the matter? No devotee came to offer feet dust, and these fellows they are doing. Do you know what is the consequence? Consequence of this? Yes, maybe eternal hell. I don't care for that. A slight relief is there. That is our. So, আমার আজ্ঞায় গুরু হইয়া তারও এই দেশ। Mahaprabhu says, I am fallible, but I am confident that what my Guru has given to me, it is an uncommon, vital, nectarine thing, and he has asked me to give it to others. It does not matter. I shall take the risk. He has ordered me, I am his servant. He will look after me. Let me take a risk. With this spirit he will approach. I may go to hell, but I must carry out. I may die, but I must carry out the order of my commander. With this spirit he is to approach, and there will be no danger. if this consciousness is maintained. But he deviates from that connection and goes to for self-seeking, this mundane purpose, then he will be doomed. Otherwise no destruction can touch him. The spirit, internal real spirit should be maintained, and that is the qualification, real qualification. Yes, I am ready to die to carry out the order of my Gurudev. I feel that this is the nectar, and I must distribute to others to save them. That Ramanuja's case. Ramanuj, there was another Alvar, Purnakanchi or some gentleman. Parpati, the mantram of Parpati, the highest type of mantram of the Ramanuja Sampradaya. He told Ramanuja wanted that mantram from him. He told, if you don't disclose it to anyone, then I shall give you. Yes. With this Ramanuja, with this pledge, Ramanuja went to him and he got the mantra. This was already announced, and so many people standing outside. The Ramanuja accepted this condition, and they went to his Guru, and the Guru got the mantra. As soon as Ramanuja came out, the mob there, waiting there impatiently. What, Guru mantram? Yes. What mantram? That is of the highest order, that will deliver us all. Yes, deliver you. This is the mantra. Without Guru calls him. What do you say? What you did? I did, sir. Don't you know what is the result? Yes, I know. Eternal hell. But that your mantram is abbatha, means it cannot but be fruitful. Yes. So that then we said, I shall go myself to heaven. This sort of risk, then Guru will bless you. You cannot be doomed in any condition. So this sort of risk should be taken by this disciple. They are only in the on the force, on the basis of that spiritual feeling. And he can never be doomed. The I is there, his God is there, the Guru is there, then he cannot but be saved. They cannot leave them in danger, and they relish that person to carry out his order, he is going to the hell. Can they tolerate? And none are they living, but they are dead. Our guardians. Gaur Hari Bol. Gaur Hari Bol. Question or question?
Also, I read in the Bhagavat of Prabhupada explaining that in Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, this Nava Bhakti, that the first 7 processes, that is Vidhi Marg, and Sakyam Atmanivedanam, that is Raga Marg.
What is it?
Archanam Bandhanam Dashanam.
Sakyam Atmanivedanam.
So, these 7.
They are interconnected. Without Atmanivedanam, no devotion is possible. Then, and the highest sense, the Atmanivedanam in Madhura Rasa. Only. Not even in Sakha. But on the whole, Atmanivedanam must be there. Without that, no bhakti is possible. Devotion is impossible without Atmanivedanam. But there is degree, and the highest degree in Madhura Rasa. Everything. All sorts of bhakti, in the highest degree, it is in Madhura Rasa to be found. All little less, Vatsalya Rasa, little less, Sakha Rasa, little less, in this way it is distributed. Purna Rasa, is Madhura Rasa. Tatastha haiya vicharinte. Jahar jei ras sei hadva. In his own department, they think that they are holding the highest position. But in the absolute consideration, if the comparison is drawn, then we see that Santo, superior Dasya, then superior Sukha, then superior Vatsalya, and the suprememost Madhura, and Sakya and Parakya. And then Radharani, gradually. The very origin is Radharani, and she is distributing in gradation all hard extended serving. She is serving Krishna in fullest rasa. And by the antagonistic Chandabuli and the others, all other rasa also spring direct or indirect from him. Vatsalya rasa is antagonistic to Madhura rasa to a certain extent, but still it is the outcome. Of course, for the understanding, to make it clear, the other rasa, the source of other rasa is said to be Baladeva. From this spring is Baladeva. Baladeva, the Vatsalya, Sukha, Dasya, they are springing from Baladeva. And the Madhura rasa, Radharani. First divided in this way. Baladeva then, in another form as Ananga Manjari, she is in the camp of Radharani to attain the test of the highest quality of rasa in Madhura Parakya. It is intermingled. We have to gradually understand and understand.
One question I had was in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. Narada, he says that when I chant the glories of Krishna, he appears on the mirror of my heart as if called for. As if I called for him. When I chant his glories, then he's appearing in my heart as if I called for him. So, Prabhupada explains in the purport that this is like spiritual television. That Krishna is appearing in his description. So, that is tantamount, or that is like seeing Krishna face to face. But associating with Krishna personally and directly, that is still different. So, when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're hearing about Krishna's form in Srimad Bhagavatam. Some conception of Krishna is coming to the devotee. So, on the subject of seeing Krishna, it appears that this subject is very, very broad, beginning with seeing Krishna in the order of the Guru, and then seeing Krishna in the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam, and then later seeing Krishna also.
You also repeat this.
It's more than a question. He's explaining.
Narada says, when I chant his name, I see him.
Yes,
then?
And he says, in the beginning, in the neophyte stage, when we have kirtan, and when we hear Bhagavad, we are also beginning to sense Krishna. And in a completely, when one goes back to the spiritual world, one is with Krishna, and he's also saying Krishna. So there's different degrees of...
different plane, of different types, degree, depth, intensity, and according to capacity, partial visit, partial sight may also be in Leela, and some may say ordinary Krishna of Kurukshetra battle. Some may see the Dwaraka, the Kilusha, some may say the Mathura Krishna, then Braja Krishna, and they are also different. Mallana, Masani, Rang Naravara, Srirang, Saru, Murtinam. When Krishna is entering the meeting of Kamsa, different persons are getting different views about him. The same Krishna entering, but different classes, they are looking at him by seeing him in different ways, both that one and same Krishna. That is also possible. According to their adhikara, they are seeing differently. Some seeing foe, some friend, some son, some politician, some kingly, and this is different. The yogis, they saw the absolute in this way. The persons of different category, and they are, according to their own position, they are seeing them differently. It is also possible. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Our Guru Maharaj was kind upon us, so you are kind upon us. I find no difference at all in how you are blessing us.
Hare Krishna. Well, we are very near when living together, and we are discussing things almost from same platform. We are talking one another. And Govinda Maharaj was also the witness there for a long time. He had very intimate connection and affection for me.
When I used to come every year to Mayapur, my whole purpose in coming was fulfilled when I would be in his association. So similarly now I am feeling that as I have come here, that my purpose is being fulfilled whenever I'm in your association.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
If one goes to a holy place and doesn't take advantage of the association,
this shows the elevation of your heart. And had much hope in you. He asked me on so many delivered lectures, he asked me specially, how do you know Tamal Krishna, about the Siddhanta, what he spoke in his lecture. Especially asked me for your I conjecture that he has much hope in you. About Siddhanta, he had confidence, superior confidence in you. About Siddhanta, understand? And also, I was satisfied in that meeting with your beginning. Bandiham Sri Guru Sri Yudapalam, you began with this. I was very much satisfied. The comprehensive. He has taken up first this sloka, where everything is there. From the beginning, Sikha Guru, Diksha Guru, then Mahaprabhu, then Radha Govinda, all, Shastra Guru, Rupa Goswami, all present here. And he had the knack to come to this sloka in the beginning. Where can say that? এইটা দেখে আমার খুব ভালো লেগেছে।
ওই সেই মিটিং।
তিনি এমন একটা শ্লোক ধরেছেন যেটা মোস্ট কম্প্রিহেন্সিভ। বন্দেহং শ্রীগুরু শ্রীযুতপদকমলং শ্রীগুরুং বৈষ্ণবাংশ্চ শ্রীরূপং সাগ্রজাতং সহগণ রঘুনাথান্বিতং তং সজীবং সাদ্বৈতং সাবধূতং পরিজনসহিতং কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য দেবং শ্রীরাধা কৃষ্ণপাদাম সহগণ ললিতা শ্রী বিশাখান্বিতাংশ্চ. It began with this sloka, and that satisfied me very much. The whole thing has been accepted here to help. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. And there is also there. I like to I think of sending Tamal Krishna to China, the most difficult task to confer on him. Abse dang pite bolechilen. Dang pite means desperate. Dang pite means desperate. Very who does not care for any adverse circumstances. He can go forward without caring for any type of adverse circumstance. There is some identity or something like Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Lord. Gaur Hari.
So we will take your
Maharaj did.
Mahaprabhu বলেছিলেন সদা সঙ্গে আছে তুমি।
সদা সঙ্গে আছে তুমি পুনশ্চ আসিবে নীলাচলে. He told to Rupa Goswami. When Rupa Goswami, after meeting and teaching, he wanted to accompany Mahaprabhu himself to Nilachal, Puri. Mahaprabhu told, no, what I say to you, do this, go to Vrindavan on my behalf to work there. So, Sada Sange Asatumi, you are always with me. Only physical company is not real association, but Anugatta, wherever this body or mental body may be, but if I am faithful, serving mood to any person, I am there with him in Chetam. In the world of consciousness, only our subjugation, our faithful adherence to one soul, that is to be with him. Do you follow? Am I clear?
Yes.
I am at his beck and call. This attitude gives us nearness of the soul, and not this body or any other things. Only submissiveness, only adherence, only faithful submission to any person, that brings us near to him. So, Sada Sange Asatumi, he told Rupa Goswami, you are always with me. You are always with me. But now, just you go to Vrindavan. And again you may come to me in Puri. But now you are always with me. But I am in recollection of you, and you are in recollection of me. So there we always meet. And I am in you, you are in me. That is in faith, in Saddha, in our inner conception of prospect. Oneness is there, nearness is there.
Actually,
and the world is of that type. That world, the infinite. In the world of infinite, only this sort of consciousness that is nearness or distance there. Not this physical thing. And physically two body, the bug, the ukun, the hair lives in the hair, sometimes lives in the hair. Ukun ke ki bole? Ukun er English ki?
A kind of bug.
Yeah, that lives in the hair.
There are some the bug in the bed and some insect, one in the air. What is that in?
Lice.
Lice. They are also very near physically. But in consideration of soul, how far they are. So nearness of soul only by adherence in the faith. That is, in the infinite, our nearness with that type. Just as from far off through phone we can connect. For America, India through phone connecting nearness. So nearness may be understood in different way. Just as the sun is near to the earth, in the case of influence, then the next is moon, or in the case of influence of moon to the earth. And this way they are near or far. So far, the distance may be measured in different ways. Different ways. So in the spiritual world, nearness and the distance is measured like that. And physically by another medium, in this way. Near and far. Hari Krishna. Gaur Hari Gaur. Govinda Maharaj, কিছু পুরি আর আলু তরকারি আর মিষ্টি কিছু ব্যবস্থা করে দাও, এরা তো 9টা বেজেছে, এই সময় প্রসাদ পেয়ে থাকেন। Gaur Hari Gaur.
Hare Krishna.
No job to being like a cow. He said just like a cow is led anywhere and everywhere, but their business is to give milk. So I think that we are all like little babies and we require so much milk. So kindly do not mind if our thirst is very great. We are sorry if we tire you, but we are very thirsty because we are growing children, very young children. So we require to be nourished very much.
Yes, of course. And that is the sign of life. When the baby wants to take food, the majority, the life is there. And when baby lying and not showing any sign of taking food,
Hare Krishna.
Aspects of biological science that also implies life comes from life. Either theobiology will have some sort of a scientific implications in the minds of the students in the colleges and the universities. Yes. So, Deva Krishna Maharaj is here, and Sagat Guru Maharaj is here. He's in Vrindavan, and we have some students from San Francisco. Here's Carl. He's a scientist, and also here is Avery. He's one of our members of Bhaktivedanta Institute, science students, and a few others have arrived here via Darshan Maharaj. So we're discussing a little bit about the theobiology, and so I was wondering whether you could kindly give us some hints about. We want to make a very strong philosophical and scientific presentation of the idea that the original source is a supreme person. In other words, the original source has supreme consciousness and supreme intelligence, and everything is coming from him, and everything is derivative out of that supreme consciousness.
And that is absolute good, and that is autocrat. Law emanating from him, and he is above the law. Then it will come to Krishna consciousness, autocracy. But absolute beauty. Beauty and love almost of same category. And autocracy there should be there. Law, when plurality begins, and when Advai in its highest position, there is autocracy. Law emanating from him, Eku Hang Bahushyam. When there is many necessity of law, even when unity through love, no law is necessary there. In other words, that law is not like the law of this world. That is another law. Another law. There is also competition. But law loses its sting. Because dedication, the competition of dedication. So law is useless. Sacrifice, not aggrandizement, self-aggrandizement. So law is useless there. The competition of sacrifice, competition of dedication. Dedication. When Gandhi began his movement here, his Ahimsa movement, British government was in a very awkward position because the implication of the law, where the force will be applied, then law will come. But the passive resistance, no question of force. I am not opposing the road. I am lying down, you go over me. I am not giving any opposition. So no application of force. The law does not come in action. So as there is competition of sacrifice and dedication, the law in its own sense can have no application. Beauty is autocrat, is all capturing. Love is also autocrat, all capturing.
One of the points that I've been thinking regarding this book is that somehow this living entity is forced to be within this material body. Somehow the jiva, the living entity, the jivatma, is forced to stay within this temporary physical body.
It is not forced. The first starting point is that of free will. We have to accept that, and we have to find out that. Otherwise, God will be responsible for his misery. Nakartittang nakarmani lokasya srijati prabhu no karma phala samyogam svabhavastu pravartate. I am not responsible for the suffering of the jiva. I am aloof. I am left with freedom. And the freedom is their intrinsic qualification. Whatever is conscious, that is free. It depends on the magnitude. Anu Chaitanya, freedom is also Anu. show vulnerability, and by exercise of their imperfect freedom, they come to the world, and not anything forces. Then when he comes in cooperation with Maya, then the force of Maya comes in obligation first. First starting is free will, then the Maya grasps, takes him in. When I give some writing, Patel anyhow he got something in writing from Hyderabad. And then the police work, when they wanted to go away, then this Jayanta Chaudhary was sent to take police action. Only some writing, because the British told that the Indian chiefs, they are free. They should accept either Indian or Pakistan. But they are free to take their choice. But representative of Nizam came to Delhi, and a sort of writing, there is special consideration you will get about other chiefs. Then anyhow entangled, and then the police action went on. So, first consent of Jiva with free will, and then the Maya is there. This way this world transaction begins, and not interference of the Supreme there. The Anu Chaitanya, the defective consciousness, the small free will. There are many, some coming this side, some coming that side, from the marginal plane.
So, at what point the Jiva-Atma begins to recognize his using of free will in a negative sense?
The possibility, as there is in the Tatastha, in the Jam, possibility of the positive participation, so possibility of the negative participation, endowed with two functions in germinal form when he is in the marginal position, plane. Possibility of negative and positive. Then by free choice, one side, one possibility is given recognition, and it got a start, and the journey began. And then by handling of the sadhus, of the divine agents, that can be modified when wandering in the world. Then the positive is tackled, and when positive aspect awakens, then that gives the chance to go out towards the divine realm.
That also is dependent on the free will.
First, free will is there. Consciousness means free will, endowed with free will. Any atom of consciousness, all atoms of consciousness means they are all endowed with free will. Without free will, consciousness may not be conceived, then it is matter. Material existence. Conscious spirit means endowed with free will.
So then it is right to conclude that when we like to be free from this bondage of this material existence, I must exercise my free will in the right direction.
But generally, when he is here, independent of his free will, the agent, divine agent, helps them, and beyond his consciousness. Sukriti. First stage, Ajnata Sukriti, unknowing acquisition of the favor of the Lord through the sadhus. Just as when the patient is unconscious, the doctor is helping by injection perhaps or something like that, then he comes to consciousness, then the cooperation begins and the treatment goes on. But when he is unconscious, at that point also treatment is possible. So when he is engrossed with material consciousness, the divine agents, they come and utilizes his energy in any way for the Lord. And the Jnata Sukriti, beyond his consciousness. Then Jnata Sukriti, then Shraddha, he comes on the surface. And then cooperation. When Shraddha, Sukriti, when Sukriti develops into a stage of Shraddha, faith, then the cooperation of the sadhus and the development of the spiritual life proper. Before that, underground works, and that is Sukriti, and that is done by the sadhus, the divine agents. Unconscious he is, the patient is unconscious, the doctor is helping, something like that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
So your engagement, important engagement there, you have to go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Chaitanya.
So, wherever there is Paramatma, there is Jivatma.
Yes.
So, in Brahma Samgita, it says, Andantarastam Paramanu Chayantarastam. So, in every molecule or every atom, there's Paramatma.
Both Jivatma and Paramatma.
So in that condition, Jivatma is unconscious, isn't it?
Unconscious or malconscious?
Malconscious.
Yes, maybe. Unattentive towards Paramatma, engrossed in the exploitating, buried in the tendency. Jivatma. Unconscious of Paramatma. But Paramatma is conscious of Jivatma. And Jivatma is going on his own way. Paramatma is watching and willing good for Jivatma. But he is not interfering with his activities in a direct way. In Gita you will find Upadashtanumanta Bhatta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapuktu Dehishmin Purushapara. In Gita we get so many signs of Paramatma near Jivatma in the body. Upadashta, he's he's looking stealthily what Jivatma is doing. Jivatma is unconscious, but he is consciously seeing, noting what Jivatma is doing. Upadashta. Anumanta. Anyhow, he can oppose. Paramatma can oppose the actions of Jivatma, but he does not. He is indifferent there. Indifferent, only look at him. Upadashtanumanta, what he is doing, with his negative attitude, he is approving. He is not interfering. Upadashta, Anumantacha, Bhatta. And he is also tolerating him and not withdrawing all help from to Jivatma, supplying facilities for the work. Bhatta, Bhokta, and also a sort of sorrow we may find in Paramatma for Jivatma. that he is going astray, as if a shadow of the misery of Jivatma is on Paramatma, is not satisfied. Bhukta, Maheshwara. But if he likes, he can interfere and he can stop, but he does not. This attitude of God in respect of Jiva is known as Paramatma.
This attitude of God?
This function of the Supreme Entity in relation to Jiva is known as Paramatma. He is always with him with friendly attitude, but does not interfere with his freedom. That is the attitude of Paramatma. That function is known as Paramatma.